Alrighty, good evening. We are live from Conrad's in Liberty, here with head men's wrestling coach Tom Molony. Just wrapped up his first season with the Cardinals. Coach, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Thanks.
Good. Hey, thank you for being here. Let's talk first. Big highlight just in the last couple of weeks. John Gholson named GLVC Freshman of the Year, as well as second team All Conference at 184.
Yeah.
For a second year kind of revitalized program, not necessarily a second year program, but first ever All Conference honoree, first ever major award winner for this program. He went 19-10 and 6-1 in GLVC, so huge things out of him in his first year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was sticking right there with some of the best guys in the country. If you look at how he competed at Midwest Classic against Reese Warchek from Wisconsin Parkside, and then Josh Jones at McKendree, and then Joey Williams at Maryville, and these are all top 15 guys. John is right there with them, and he's going toe-to-toe. It's literally a difference of just one or two positions. And some of the freshman stuff that he does where he gets overexcited and he really wants to kind of force things. So we've talked about that. He's learning, and he'll definitely improve for next year. I expect that he's pretty much gonna I don't want to put this on him too much, but he will be in the mix of a top 20 guy for the next 3 years, and continuing to make his way up the ranks and closer to top 10, top 5 by the time he's a senior.
Yeah, definitely. He just missed out on going to nationals. I think he
did.
Finished fourth in the region, got to be top 3, I believe. So just right there as a freshman. But let's talk about another guy who had a really solid year. I kind of feel like he flew under the radar a little bit. He followed John in the lineup.
Yeah.
It's Mario Quezada at 285. He also had 19 wins this year, was 13-7 in matches decided by a fall. He came for you as a sophomore transfer. So talk about him and kind of his impact early.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's he's definitely a guy that people weren't talking about as much because he's not a freshman. He is a kid who's kind of been around for a little bit. He's got a little bit of a different style, and then he likes to slow things down. But just like John, he was right there with, the kid from Indy, the kid from Maryville. All these top 20 kids, he's there in decision mode. And again, a couple different positions we win those matches. And he goes from being potentially, depending on the rankings you follow, but like a top 25 kid to a top 15 kid. And I think he could have had a better tournament, but that's okay. We'll come back next year and we'll make it happen. I mean, he's absolutely got it.
He may be one of the old ones on this team, but he's still young.
Right. Yeah, he's young.
Well, you inherited a very young group. You only returned 3, and really only one of those was healthy most of the year. So very, very young. You relied on a large group of freshmen to really carry your load.
Yeah.
And you can see just match by match that improvement. You got all the way to the end of the regular season, won your first ever GLVC match over Davenport.
Yeah, that was awesome. Our guys, we had a good conversation with them ahead of time about kind of what the stakes were and what we were trying to do as a program and moving it forward. And those guys really stepped up and made that win happen. I think we were also potentially in a couple others. And, again, like Ouachita, for example, we have a couple different positions go our way, and that team score is different, and we end up walking away with that one. Same thing with Quincy, but next year we're gonna have to work on it. We'll fill the lineup out a little more, and like anything, health is a big issue. And we're trying to
growing a roster. Those things happen.
They
Comes
do
with the process.
They do. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about next year. You signed 2 guys early. We know you're going to add some more, but let's tell us about Caleb Groff and Wade Stanton, your 2023 early signees.
Yeah, Caleb Groff. He's a kid who's gone 3-2, 4-2 in high school. He just lost to the number, I think, like 5 kid in the country. He's good, but Caleb's right there. He's going to be I feel he's going to be a long-term starter for us, and he's an impact player. He's more of a lighter heavyweight where he's more mobile than most heavyweights. He's not lumbering like a lot of really big guys where there's a lot of leaning and pushing. He's very active. He scores on a lot of leg attacks, which is not always the case with heavyweights. So we're really excited to get him in. I'm actually leaving here and going to watch him wrestle in an all-star dual meet right after this. And then there's Wade Stanton from Mid-Buchanan. Wade went 6-1-1-3. He actually lost in the semis and overtime at the state tournament this year to the kid who was the eventual state champion. And, you know, everybody who watched that match understood that was really the finals, because the kid who made the finals got torched on the other, you know, against the other young man who beat Wade. And Wade's a top 200 guy from Mat Scouts, and it's exciting to have him in, because he may not be like college ready right now, but I expect that by mid-season he'll be in full form, and we're excited about him. And then I've been on the road a lot in the last month, you know, all across the Midwest. I was at the junior college national tournament this last weekend trying to find all sorts of different guys to fill this thing out. So not only bringing those guys in, but complementing who we've already signed. And I think in the future you're going to see a lot more early signees, but, you know, it's going to take time to build success, and we're going to be fine.
Awesome. Well, last thing before we let you go, fan question here. We polled the audience. They want to know, what is your guilty pleasure TV show or movie?
Wow. Okay. My guilty pleasure movie is I'm ridiculously crazy about documentary movies. It's actually the Bones Brigade movie. It's Bones Brigade was the skateboard team for Powell Peralta in the 1980s and early 1990s with Tony Hawk and Mike McGill and a lot of those guys. So I never skated, but I hung out with a lot of the skaters because we were all into punk rock growing up, and so I love that stuff. It was part of the culture that I grew up in, and I'll watch that. I've probably seen that movie 15 times. I don't know, and it never gets old. I'm always like, I know what's going to happen, but I love this movie. So yeah, stuff like that, and then documentaries about music. Specifically punk rock, like early 80s American hardcore or late 70s kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, anarcho-punk. Like, those are the things that I really enjoy. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. I guess people wouldn't expect. So
yeah, awesome. Well, Coach, thank you for joining us tonight. You're getting ready to hit the recruiting trails tonight, so Good luck, safe travels.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, well, this has been Happy Hour with the Cardinals here live at Conrad's Ale House and Restaurant in Liberty, Missouri. Eat, drink local.